Good morning, seventh graders. Today is going to be super easy. We are going to choose select appropriate display. So basically, they're going to give us a scenario, and then we're going to choose what type of graph would be the most appropriate to display that information or that scenario. All right, so this is going to, I've taken a picture. I'm going to put it in Google Classroom. It will be in today's assignment. You're probably going to need it opened up in a different screen while you're working, okay? Especially during quizzes. Not right now, you don't have to. All right, so let's just look at this really quickly before we start on our scenarios, however you want to say it. Okay, so here's the type of display. We got a bar graph, box plot, circle graph, double bar graph, a histogram, line graph, and a dot plot. Okay, and then this is going to be best used to do whatever with that information. All right, so we've got a bar graph. The best way to use a bar graph is to show when you're showing a number of items in specific categories, okay? A box plot is useful for large sets of data, shows measures of variation for the set of data, okay? Circle graph, comparing parts of the data to the whole, okay? So when you're wanting to do like ratios and percentages, part of something to a whole, okay? A double bar graph is when they have the two bar graphs, the two like they're touching. Okay, when you're going to compare two sets of categorical data. A histogram is for showing frequency of data or data divided into equal intervals. Okay, a line graph showing change over a period of time, change over time. And then a dot plot is to show the frequency of data with a number line. Okay, so this is going to be available for you for just for the quizzes, but we're going to do some examples that came in the book. Okay. We're just going to do these top four because 5 and 6 are wanting us to actually do a graph, and they're not going to test you that on a STAR test. You can't construct a graph, or at least not at this point. So anyway, all right, so what they want us to do on this is the homework practice from the textbook. Guys, your online textbook has so many great resources. I feel like I tell you all this all the time. They have self-checks. So, and they don't take very long, and you can get on and do them real quick. Like after this lesson, you can go log into your online textbook. You can do a self-check quiz and see how you did for Chapter 9, Lesson 7, okay? All right, so let's get started. All right, so number 1 says they want us to select the appropriate type of display for each situation, and then they want us to justify why we're using that. All right, so number 1, the numbers of students who spend Sundays doing homework, visiting with friends, and or working. So the number of students who spend Sundays doing homework, visiting with friends, and or working. So bar graph, show the number of items in specific categories. No, I don't. I mean, you could do this one with a bar graph, but I don't feel like that is going to be the best display, the best appropriate. I feel like there's going to be a better one. All right, box plot, box and whisker. I don't think so. That would not be. That's for large sets of data. This is not really a large set of data. Circle graph, comparing parts of the data to the whole. Well, I mean, that is kind of what we're doing. The number of students who spend Sundays doing homework, we're comparing part of the students do homework, part of the students visit with friends, and part are working. So I think circle graph's probably going to be our best. But let's go down and let's just rule them out. Double bar graph, comparing two sets. No, we've got 3 different sections. Histogram, showing the frequency. We're not showing the frequency of how they do this. Line graph, where it's not a change over a period of time. A dot plot, it's not how frequent, it's not a frequency. We're comparing part of these kids to the entire whole. So circle graph for this, I feel like it's going to be the most appropriate display for number 1. All right, so number 2, it says the number of each of 4 types of flowers found in a garden. Okay, so we're looking at 4 types of flowers found in a garden. So let's look at this first one, bar graph. Show the number of items in specific categories. I feel like this is our winner chicken dinner because it is 4 types of flowers in a flower garden, right? A box plot, that's not a large set of data. Circle graph is we're not comparing part of the flowers to the entire whole, like what percentage of the whole is this. We're not doing that. A double bar graph, it's not two sets of categorical data. It is just 4 types of flowers. A histogram, we're not showing the frequency of the flowers. We're not showing line graph, we're not showing a change over time. And a dot plot, we're not showing the frequency of how many times those flowers. So a bar graph is going to be the best, I feel like, because you're it's the number of items in specific categories. We got 4 flowers, 4 types of flowers, okay? Let's go to number 3. Prices of scuba gear in a store arranged by intervals. I've heard that word before, intervals. Let's look. Okay, so we're looking for the price of scuba gear in a store, and they have it arranged in intervals. Okay, probably like, okay, this set is like $0 to $100. This is 100 to 200. So the intervals will be hundreds. I don't really know. I've never bought scuba gear, so I can't speak on that. All right, so a bar graph. Show the number of items in specific categories. No, we're showing the prices in a store arranged in intervals. Box plot's not a large set of data. We're not comparing part of the scuba gear to the whole. A double bar graph, we're not comparing 2 sets of categorical data. A histogram showing the frequency of data divided into equal intervals. They just said intervals. This has intervals. That says intervals. And we're showing the frequency of the data, how much data is occurring in each interval. I think histogram's going to win. We'll see. Line graph showing the change over a period in time. No, we're not showing how the prices have changed over the years or the year. And a dot plot, we're not showing the frequency of that data. So I feel like histogram is going to be our best one because we're showing the data in intervals. Okay. The spread of times. So this is time. Okay, so hold on. The spread of times for boaters completing a yacht race. Okay. So they're comparing, or they're not comparing. They're wanting to show the spread of time. Okay. Okay. Let's look at this. Okay, so we're not showing the number of items in specific categories. No, we're showing the spread of time that boaters completed a yacht race. It's not a large set of data. We're not comparing part to whole. We're not comparing 2 sets of data. We're show the frequency of data divided in equal intervals. Okay, I know that, and then the line, let's keep this in mind. And then the line graph showed change over a period of time. Well, it's a spread of times. I feel like they're trying to trick us because we're not showing the change in the yacht times. We're not showing the change of it. Okay, and then it's not how frequent yacht races happen. Okay, histogram is going to be the best. We can show the frequency of data divided into equal intervals. Okay, the spread of time is an equal interval. I mean, like they're showing you the spread of time. A histogram is also going to be our winner chicken dinner. All right, so when you do your quizzes, what I really think would be great is if you would open this little photo that I have in Google Classroom in today's lesson and have it open. Do the self-check quiz that comes with the textbook, okay? Or have this open while you're doing your quizzes, okay? And you go through each set and ask yourself, okay, would this be the most appropriate one to display? Okay, guys? All right. Good luck.